Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at a video between Madison Keys and Naomi Osaka. I definitely think um, matches between hard hitters are definitely interesting to watch, mostly because there usually isn't um, much rallying. The rallies are usually pretty short, especially when you're playing someone like Madison Keys um, or Alicia Parks. You know, very quick, very, I would say, reactionary tennis. But I definitely do think that Madison Keys is a great player, hence why she has won a Grand Slam. I don't think she's been playing very much so far this year, but it's always great to. It's always great to get to watch her play. You can see, it gets intense pretty quickly. Lots of angles, lots of deep shots. And when you're playing players like this, you really got to be careful for the kinds of shots you're giving them. One one short ball and um, you know one ball that's a little too short, and they're gonna come and clean it out. So when you're playing someone aggressive, I definitely think that it's important to hit deep and try your best to stay consistent because obviously because they're hitting the ball so hard, um, it brings the it brings the level of accuracy down. So it's definitely important to stay consistent and to keep the ball deep. And obviously, you don't want to just get the ball in. You also want to play it smart as well. And don't don't do anything that doesn't really make sense. So it's definitely using her big serve to her advantage to get her out of some tough positions. Lots of open stance as well between these two. Open stance is a power position. It's very easy to hit big shots and be aggressive with open stance. So that's something that you also see a lot. You'll see that they don't hit um, on their front foot very often, even when, as you can see there, even when she's stepping in. And I think, especially now, um, I think Osaka hits mostly. If you see her hitting on her front foot, it's usually on her backhand side. Something I also would like to point out, I don't know how much um, the women do this, but definitely on the men's side, you'll see, maybe not necessarily see this very often because, you know, everybody is such a great returner, but, and I'm sure you'll hear this a lot from academies, um, but after you're serving your serve plus one, you want to try to hit your forehand. unless your backhand is your better shot, you should always be aiming to hit a forehand right off of right after the serve. Um, you want to put yourself in the best position to put pressure on your opponent, especially considering that the server already has such a great advantage over the returner. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. You can see Osaka hitting off of her front foot there, and it's on her backhand. It's a great return from Madison there. You can see she took it early, and she right off the serve she got Osaka on her back foot, got her playing defense, which allowed her to better dictate that point. That's the thing, Madison, especially on the returns, is doing a really great job keeping it deep. And like I've said multiple times in previous videos, you want a deep return. You want to hit your return deep. It just keeps your opponent from being able to attack right off of right after the serve. So give yourself a big margin. Don't go too much for the lines. Don't try to go for winners off the return. But try to get it deep. Don't aim for the baseline, but you want to get it. You don't want it to be near the service line. You want it to be, no man's land and back off the return, or when you're hitting the return. You can see there, Madison, nice deep return. Gets Osaka a bit on her heels. It's a great serve. And another one too. Madison taking control of the center of the court for a little bit there. I think in this match specifically, one of the biggest differences between these two is the consistency and probably point construction. I feel Madison, they probably hit just as hard in terms of, maybe not on the serve, but in terms of ground stroke. But I feel like it's very clear that Osaka's much more consistent. She doesn't hit the long as much. If she misses, it's usually in the net. But she's not missing as much as Madison. And, obviously, I've never watched these two play against each other in person or anything. But it looks like Osaka gets more spin on her shots than Madison. And I think that's definitely something that's contributing to, that's increasing her accuracy despite how hard she's hitting the ball. So, if you're a hard hitter, even if you are even as a hard hitter, you want to still hit with topspin. You don't want to hit flat because that will just make it more difficult for you to get balls in. And I also think that hitting flat often leads to hitting in straight lines. There's no, they're easy to read, they're easy to defend. So it's super important to shape the ball and put spin on the ball. You don't want to hit flat because other than the fact that you're hitting hard, it's not, you know, as long as your opponent can get to the ball and get the ball in, no matter how hard you're hitting, if you're hitting flat and they're easy to read and predict, then you're not really getting as much benefit out of hitting hard as you would if you were hitting with spin and shaping the ball. I think Osaka also does a really great job at reading her opponent, reading the ball, and making um, good decisions based off of, you know, what she's seeing. You can see the importance of hitting deep right there. You know, Osaka got Madison had a great serve. She got pushed wide and off the court. She hit short. Keys came in, cleaned it out, no problem. So it's super important to hit deep. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below and let me know what other videos you would like me to go over. Please like and subscribe and hit the post notification bell so you know the next time I post. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.